Hey everyone, I am here today. We're getting ready to do our garden live. I am the editor at Middleburg Life and I'm here with our garden writer Patrick Mulrooney. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of time to join and I'm going to switch this over. It is starting to sprinkle on us a little bit right now, so if the storm rolls in and it gets really hard, we may have to cut it short. We did bring umbrellas. But if it gets really bad, we might have to run for cover depending on how bad the storm gets. But right now it's just a little drizzle, so we'll just kick it off and get a little bit wet. So we are here today in Fauquier County in Warrenton, Virginia at Patrick Mulrooney's house. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip this around and I will introduce you guys to Patrick. And here's Patrick Mulrooney.
Hello, I'm Patrick Mulrooney. I'm a gardener. I write for Middleburg magazine. I used to have a gardening business called Virginia Plantsman. And yes, this is my home lab, if you will, where I bring all my leftover plants, where I work on my native plant collections. And this is a good place to start. Unfortunately, everything's out of flower. This was scheduled for late April, but I think we had weather issues, so we missed the garden in its prime. But yeah, as I said in my article, actually as I say in every one of my articles every time, native's the way to go. That's pretty much my shtick. In this entire garden, we're kind of like phasing things out. We had a lot of original plants here, non-native, that we're kind of slowly replacing with native stuff, and some things aren't purely native because they're cultivars and varieties, so we're always trying to figure out, you know, what native cultivars are still good for you know, native species, native plants and native animals. A lot of times as they're breeding these native cultivars, or actually forget the other name for them, but as they're breeding these things, they lose some of their, you know, resource benefits. They lose some of their nectar production, pollen, the other things that our native animals like. But this thing here, was just kind of, this tree was swallowing up lawn. Couldn't grow grass anymore, which is something I hear all the time. People are like, what do I do with this lawn? My tree's too big. I don't want to take down my tree. So what we did, we just put in a retaining wall, kind of an awkward shape, but yeah, retaining wall, and then we have some native species in here. This is not native, it's called Allium, sweet woodruff. Which one?
This one right here?
This one here,
oh, okay.
This multi-leaf thing, this is just some lawn grass that got in there.
We all can't be perfect.
That's right. Yeah, we don't have the budget to be so this guy right here is lungwort, Latin name pulmonaria. I think this might be one of the cultivars we have that just, you know, like, looks a little bit better than the real species, but the bumblebees seem to love it, so I'm pretty sure it is a nice productive native plant here. Behind that, oh, tether to you. Behind that we have, what's this? Woodland poppy. Latin name.
Where?
Right here, this guy. This normally is filled with like yellow flowers. It looks pretty
yeah, I see
amazing.
a little bit of them just hanging on.
Yeah,
there.
and they're pretty cool because they will bloom a second time. It's not as impressive, but great plant. Chipmunks love them. Apparently, I've read that it's their favorite food. Who doesn't love chipmunks?
Are you gonna?
I've yet to see one. We have like maybe 500 of these plants now, and I still haven't seen chipmunks. But you know,
Your dog's probably keeping them away, huh?
oh, maybe.
Yeah, our dogs would. Are you gonna show us some plants today that, in your most recent article that's coming out in the June issue, that help create habitat for birds? You're going to show us some of those as well. You're talking about chipmunks, but
we'll cover those. Yeah, a lot of those are more the trees and the big shrubs, but yeah, we'll definitely mention those. All
right.
Follow me, Jen. This is another area we just couldn't grow grass.
Can everybody hear us okay? Give us a comment if you can. or a thumbs up or something. I think
yeah,
so.
Behind me, we got what is supposed to be a native meadow. It's been taking, we've been at it for like 3-4 years now, putting in native
They
grasses.
said yes, they can hear.
And it's yet to fill in. It's pretty hard to get going, but there are some really great species in here. We got a lot of yarrow. Bees love that. We got milkweed.
Hey, Katie Bird.
We got milkweed for the butterflies.
Patrick needs to speak up. Can you
Really? I'd never hear that. Okay. Well, I'll try to be louder. This thing right here is a Rudbeckia type. I can't remember the actual Latin name on it, but it's definitely one of the straight native species, a wild type species.
Can you say that again?
Rudbeckia. I can't remember the exact Latin, but yeah, native yellow flowering plant. Flowers late summer. Pretty cool looking. But yeah, the goal is to have this just completely filled in, looking like, you know, just a dense thicket of grasses and flowers kind of floating amongst and out of the grasses. This, when I was a gardener, I would try to encourage.
Oh, they said they don't think the microphone's working.
Oh.
Hold on, guys.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay, hold on, guys. Oh, well, Pam says she can hear us.
Pam.
Okay, let's keep going. I'll try to stay closer to you.
We'll do it for Pam. She's the only one who can hear us. So yeah, great plants in here. We got the butterfly weed. This will be like the brightest of oranges come August, late July. Really cool milkweed type. In my opinion, it is the best one. Yeah, I wish it was in flower for you.
What are these yellow ones that are in flower?
That's yarrow. That is another native plant, but this is a cultivar.
Yarrow?
Yeah, this is a cultivar. It's called Moonbeam, I think. But it looks the best when it's kind of growing out of native grasses. It's supposed to kind of like look like it's floating amongst grasses, and that's one of the things we're having trouble letting establish these native grasses, which are called little blue stem. And they are just gorgeous. It's kind of hard to find a field of these days, but when you do, just the way the wind moves through the field, there's something about it that's pretty cool. There's actually, I think, off of 55 heading
Someone said straight species yarrow is white.
Yeah, that dude is on point. We have some of that too.
Nancy said that.
Who did?
Nancy.
Nice, Nancy.
Said that.
Yeah, that's, I got some inaccurate information from Maryfield. She was like, the yellow one is the native one. I was like, I'm not sure about that. I thought it was the white. But, yeah, so.
Starting to rain on us a little harder now.
Yeah. So back to the field of little blue stem. It's off of Route 55 heading into the plains. I used to work there actually, so I know it's just like a natively, it's like a well-managed native field. Pretty cool. So yeah, let's go this way. We got a cool water feature coming up. Creep through, sneak up on the frogs. There's a couple.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, a whole bunch of them.
Oh yeah, there's like 30 in there. But yeah, this is
Jessica Locke. Hello, we see you.
This is actually a pretty functional fish pond here. We used to have.
Harriet said, "Oh, for crying out loud, Maryfield should know better." Lol.
Yeah, right? They pay those people. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Anyway, the roof, you know, it catches a lot of water, a lot of drainage coming off the roof. We tied in the gutter to this fish pond and kind of made like a native rain garden around it. So when it does overflow, you know, the plants can handle it. And sometimes it gets pretty messy down here, but you know, the frogs like it, so it's all good. Right here we have this,
Behind us.
This out of control shrub. This is a, what kind of dogwood is this? Red twig dogwood. Cornus something. Great native plant. Not that impressive looking. You know, creamy white flowers. Just went out of flower. Got some seeds on them and berries, but the berries are loved by native animals. And then in the wintertime it looks great too, because you see these red twigs like jumping right out against the snow. If we have snow, if we're ever going to get snow again. Right here, another thing that looks great in the wintertime, this winterberry. This is actually a deciduous holly.
Oh, this one has hollies on it in the winter?
Yeah, this has red berries. And popular for decoration. You've probably seen it in Middleburg, probably in everyone's windowsill or on their coffee table in the wintertime. But yeah, wintertime, this looks great. Bright red berries up against the snow. This is one of the plants I talked about in June's article.
Coming out soon.
Yeah, like birds really rely on this plant, and any plant that produces fruit in the wintertime, just because, you know, food resources are sparse.
What about the hostas?
Oh, the hostas, that's one of our non-native plants that we're kind of gradually
Oh,
replacing.
bummer.
Yeah.
I love hostas.
Oh, the deer ones too. So, I mean, deer they're basically taking care of them. They look great now, but...
So you're trying to replace them in your garden?
But, you know, generally we're trying to swap them out for like native ground cover, native like edge species, you know. We use them a lot on the edges of gardens.
Oh, what is this plant right here?
Oh yeah, that's a crazy one. That is Allium. It's actually related to just wild garlic.
This stem is so cool how just tall it is.
Yeah, and if it didn't have so much tough clay to try to grow through, I'm pretty sure these things would be like this tall. Because yeah, when they have like nice, arable, loose soil to penetrate,
they're beautiful.
they get real tall. Yeah, it looks like I see some bugs on them, so that's cool. Maybe something's eating off of them. But yeah, allium. Oh, we got a little plant.
Allium, yes.
Allium schubertii.
There you go.
Pronounce those two I's separately. Schubertii. Pronounce the first one like an E, the second one like an I. Yes.
Cool. Taking a walk.
So this spot right here is under construction. And let me just talk about the
Here, you want
garden
to
in
stand this way
general.
so I can see it?
What's that?
Do you want to stand a little bit more this
Sure.
way so I can see it?
So let me just talk a little bit about the garden in general. You know, this is a full acre lot. There's a lot of plant collections in here. We definitely don't have the time to do, you know, maintenance on it. So this is more like this is a wild garden. Its main function is to create habitat, cut down on yard work too. That was one of my main motivations. But yeah, so a lot of just kind of wild areas like this. We just had a bunch of spruces die back right here. 2 poplars swallowed up all the light, killed them off. So now we're just kind of weeding it and deciding what to put there. We might put some holly trees. Really good privacy
Oh, they say the
trees.
pond is really loud, so maybe we should move away from it.
Word. Hey, check out those ferns.
Oh, I love
yeah.
the ferns.
Ostrich fern.
Nancy wanted to know what the short blue flower was, but
Short blue flower. Oh my God, Nancy's on point.
But-
that is a creeping phlox. Common name. Pretty sure the common name is creeping phlox. Not to be confused with that other creeping phlox. It's like a mat. This one, Latin is Phlox stolonifera. And yeah, the plan is to create ground cover with this phlox. I wish you could have seen it a couple weeks ago. It was so beautiful. But we want this to establish itself. We want to slowly start replacing this super pain in the butt. I don't know why I planted this years ago. It's called bishop's weed. Don't know the Latin, but it's just completely taken over. I mean, I was like desperate to create habitat, so I planted it everywhere just to have ground cover for frogs and animals and bugs and stuff, but it's just really nasty.
Not good.
Yeah, so Yeah, trying to get this creeping phlox to take off.
Carol asks, that cut leaf plant / yellow fall flowers looks like Biden's, ?
Biden's?
Biden's.
Never heard of that.
I'm not sure which plant she was talking about.
Rudbeckia I was talking about.
Oh yeah, back there.
Cut leaf one. Let's go look at it again.
Okay.
Maybe there's a plant nerd out there. Little ID that for us. I should know this by now, but hey, I have another job, so. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Rudbeckia. Oh, Rudbeckia Biden's. Maybe she was just giving me the species epithet.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
We're moving to the back.
To the back.
To the back of the house. All right.
Oh wait, let's talk about this river bird.
In the front. Oh.
Here's a cautionary tale.
Right here, up against the house.
Yeah, don't plant a river birch this close to your house. I did it, even though I knew better, and now I really regret it. These roots are just so aggressive. Everyone's telling me it's definitely gonna like destroy the foundation of the house. Great bark though. Awesome native plant. But,
yeah, the bark's really pretty.
Pretty aggressive. Let me talk more about some of these awesome wetland plants.
Okay.
Around
Can we
the
do it a
rain
little
garden
bit
that's right,
close to
I
the
forgot
water?
about
It's
the,
hard for them to hear.
Yeah, the sound. Let's just come over here.
So if we come over here.
In the back there, we have the straight species of Solomon seal.
Stand like right here so I can hear your
Okay.
voice a little bit more. Yeah, there you go.
Solomon seal, spiderwort, native plant, cardinal flower, lobelia. Excellent wetland plants. I don't see that many grown in the wild. Every now and then I'll see some red cardinal flower.
Hey, Jason.
What's up, Jason? Okay, let's get away from this splashy sound.
Carol says, no, not Biden's. Rudbeckia. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was thinking Rudbeckia triloba, but I don't know.
All right, let's keep walking then.
Yeah. And so this right here, seen better days. This is a spice bush.
What kind of spice?
Just spice bush, Lindaria benzoin. Give this a smell, Jen. Tell me what you think this smells like. Crunch it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mmm. It reminds me of the horses.
The horses, those are some,
yeah, maybe there's a treat like that we give them that has.
Those are some nice smelling horses, Jen.
No, it's like something at the barn.
Is it Fruit Loops?
No.
I think it smells like Fruit Loops.
Actually, it kind of smells like fly spray that you put on the horses. Maybe that's it. Do the flies like it?
No. Well, I don't know. But,
I'm not sure. It's reminiscent of, being in the barn. So I'm not sure what the smell is.
okay. I didn't think it was possible to answer that wrong.
What is it?
Anyway, it smells kind of sweet, but it's cool because it's a native plant. It's not that impressive looking. It puts out little, tiny, inconspicuous yellow flowers early spring, and it's going to put out some bright red berries late summer probably. Anyway, birds love this. Chipmunks, little animals love the seeds, and also it's the larval host for the Spicebush swallowtail, which is why I got it. Because they're growing wild now. We have like 50 of them. And we have butterflies all over the place. So
Nice.
that's cool. Oh, right here, oak leaf hydrangea. This is about to put out a really impressive flower head. Man. Wish you
Oh,
could
that's
see
what
it.
you wrote about in your garden.
Yeah.
You mentioned oak leaf.
And this is a cultivar. It's a native species, but they spent some time in the lab and then created these double flowering flowers, which are so impressive. But apparently the flowers are sterile, so they don't benefit any pollinators.
This is a big plant. How old is this one, do you
About
think?
5 years,
5
probably.
years.
Yeah, and it's doing really well in the clay. There's nothing here but just the worst clay. And yeah, doesn't seem to mind it too much.
Nancy says, male and female spicebush are needed for berries.
Oh, wow, they're dioecious. Let's just call Nancy and get her to do the rest of this talk.
She's good, huh?
Yeah, she's good. Get her to do the
All right.
article. Let's come back here. This used to be a little pathway where there was a bench. Bench is gone. Non-native, we won't even talk about this.
More pretty ferns.
Yeah, we got tons of ostrich ferns. Talk about this guy. Oh. Okay. What is this? This is Asculus hippocastanum, I believe. Bottle brush buckeye. Great native plant.
And this is flowering.
That puts out a really monstrous, just white flower. Usually you'll see it covered in butterflies. Great seeds it produces also.
When does it flower?
Flowers late summer.
You can see it's just
Yeah, but it does have like that.
little buds.
If anyone knows what a buckeye flower looks like, I think it's pretty similar to that. Cool plant. Probably needs a little more sun than it's getting here. We have one on the other side in a sunny position that was planted at the same time.
All right,
So
you
can
go
see.
that way.
Okay, cool. This is a beauty berry. No berries on it, unfortunately. Okay. Talk about the weeds here. Like you said, this is a native garden. Oh, one interesting thing I read about what we were doing to improve the soil was taking old logs and just planting them in the ground, because you get the microbiology going, get the fungus in there, and critters, worms, they break down the log, turns it into like really good soil, and just improves the nutrients, improves the structure. So that's what we did here. Kind of made a walking path with the intention of improving the soil a little bit too.
Hi, Tina.
We also did it on these used to be a little bit taller berms. You just put like a bunch of logs down, covered them with clay, put ferns on top, and then just let nature do the rest. And it's not done yet, but
Can you tell me or tell our viewers what a berm is?
oh, a berm is like a little pile of dirt, I guess. I just want to create like just some embankments, give the vibe of like a well-worn trail, But just kind of an experiment to see just what the soil does after a few years of having wood in it breaking down. Yeah, I think they're called I think I've heard them called log traps. People just like plant a log in the ground and just let it break down. Kind of interesting. It's a holly tree behind you. Right here. Got some flowers on it. That's cool. It's gonna have berries. Let's go for a walk in the woods now.
Following you.
Behold, the native rhododendron in its fading glory. This is called a catawba.
Rhododendrons.
Rhododendron, yeah, it's great. Evergreen, so this thing is going to be looking good in the wintertime. Giving you that structure. This is pretty good in terms of structure. We got a lot of evergreen elements, keeping like the garden shape in the winter. Still trying to kind of build it up more. But this is a new thing we've been working on, just trying to make like a fun walking trail around the entire property. We had this chunk of wood back here we hadn't been using for years. Decided to start making a trail and planting along it.
Yeah, I love this trail.
Yeah. I just echo that theme that was out front all over the place. Just woodland poppy, lungwort, ferns. Got some ferns over here. And if you guys do really try to condition a lot of space in your yard with these ferns, just be mindful that they are tough as hell and super aggressive, and they probably will replace everything else. So yeah, we got them back here, and I'm kind of like regretting it because I wish I put in something else, because I don't think there's anything stopping these ostrich ferns once they get going.
They're so pretty though.
Yeah, and like awesome habitat. Like once you have good fern cover, chipmunks or toads, they can do their thing. Shelter for birds too. Here's a plant, super cool. It's called wintergreen. Produces really nutritious berries. It hates the clay, so it's not doing well. I think we've planted 4 here, and they're just pretty sad. But you know, we hit them up with hollytone every now and then because it's heath family, same as rhododendron, azaleas, holly, I think, or no. So yeah, same as rhododendron, azaleas, which means it usually prefers an acidic fertilizer. So remember to use hollytone when you're dealing with the plant. Let's keep walking. It gets pretty nasty up here, but eventually it comes out. And yeah, so this is kind of what
Definitely
we're fighting,
walk in
I
the
guess,
woods.
with the native plants back here. You know, a lot of this stuff is native. Virginia creeper is cool, but you know, there's probably still some pockets of barberry, honeysuckle. I think we used to have back here. There's probably a couple more invasives. Yeah, so we got some more kind of soil conditioning projects where we'll take a pile of logs, cover it with leaves, and just let it break down. You know, 5 years from now, hopefully it'll be a pile of just like the best soil. There's some more. This is where the deer had just fully destroyed the perimeter. They just kind of like jump on top of it and squish it, and then get in and eat the
Oh,
houses.
we're getting audio is poor. It's probably because your back is turned toward us. But I also want to
What about this though?
try this. What if we switch?
Double mic?
No, here. Well, that might be better.
No, I need you talking sometimes.
Here. Well, I can still talk because I'm right next to the phone.
Oh, there's a microphone on
Put
the phone.
put double on. Put double mics on. Maybe that'll help. Does that? Okay. Say something. Does that help, guys? Well, let's see.
Does this help, guys?
Yeah. Does it help? Someone give us
Hey.
a thumbs up.
Sound check.
Does that sound better?
Not unusual.
Now you're talking louder. Speakers might not be working that well.
How long am I talking for?
Everybody's asking you. Well, we were going to go about 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought it was an hour. Let's keep going.
45. But yeah. Well, we can go to 45.
Let's look at the nice stuff. I'm wasting time.
Ah, they said it's about the same with the volume. So I must be having some mic issues. Let me... No. He's wired for Speako. Speaker audio is poor.
I'll just hold it like this.
No, I don't think that's it. Let me just try pulling this out and then putting the speaker back in. Hang with us for a second, guys. Technical difficulties. Trying to fix them for you. See if that helped at all. Did that help at all?
Check. Microphone check. Microphone check. 1, 2. What is this? Word.
Did that help at all, guys?
Here is
Someone said yes.
very
Talk
cool.
as loud as you can. Yes, everyone says yes. So
Okay, I'll
that's
just
working now.
hold
I'm gonna
this.
reset
Nice. This is one of my favorite plants here. I just planted them. Mountain laurel. Not very impressive right now. I think.
Right here?
Yeah. Evergreen. Same family as rhododendron.
So much better now, everyone says.
Oh, okay. Yeah, same family as the rhodos. Likes the acidic fertilizer. Great native plant. Here's a bleeding heart. Not native.
Not native.
You fail.
I love bleeding hearts.
They're cool. There's native ones that are really cool. They're just white. Common name, squirrel corn. Here's another spice bush. This guy, this is more typical. It's like they're just so strong, so tough. Always a lot of great foliage. Let's go down to the floor level. Woodland Iris, which I'm pretty sure is native. It's been a while since I've looked it up. But
I bet you Nancy can tell us.
yeah, where's Nancy? She didn't.
How do you say it again?
It's Woodland Iris.
Woodland Iris. Is that native, Nancy? Maybe you can tell us.
Woodland phlox right next to it.
Woodland phlox.
That thing looks so good. It was in flower for like 5 weeks.
Oh, yeah, there's a berry back on that one. What's that?
Oh, it's a wild strawberry.
Oh, a strawberry.
Eat it.
Okay. Let's eat it.
I'll eat it.
Oh, yeah, you eat it.
Okay. I don't have a hand. Oh, I gotta eat off this.
Is it good?
It has no flavor.
No flavor?
No. It's just consistency. Okay. So yeah, right here I got hosses on the edge. Trying to replace.
Harriet Carter says Iris crustata is native.
Yeah, crustata, that's right. Man, my Latin is getting a little sloppy. So yeah, this is supposed to be a mixed border. If you want to pan down, can you show the garden, Jen?
Nancy says mountain laurel is so hard to grow. It wants perfect drainage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We put ours in on top of a bunch of gravel. But yeah.
Doing something in particular?
Oh no, just kind of pan down the whole thing.
Okay.
This is supposed to be a mixed border. It needs a lot of work. Kind of a mix of non-native and native. These native sedums are great right here.
Oh, I have some of these.
Yeah, stone crop, I think people call it.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, late summer, those seed heads are just covered in bees, bugs, more woodland phlox there. If you cut those seed heads off, you will get it to flower again, which is pretty fun.
Harriet says, crustata, I'm trying to grow one right now.
Nice. Here's another plant.
Any tips for her about growing it?
About growing which one?
I think
The
she said
the iris?
crustata.
The woodland iris? Yeah. I would say don't even plant it. Like, put it on top of the surface of the soil. I mean, that's kind of an over-exaggeration, but if you look at these guys, they're just so shallow. They're just like on top of the dirt. And, you know, it's probably what you want if you're planting in clay. You probably don't want to keep their feet wet down in the clay, so, you know, just condition the soil, break it real good, add some pine bark, add some sand.
What's that purple flower?
Oh, this is cool. This is a variety of the wild columbine, Aquilegia. It's pretty cool. It probably doesn't do anything for pollinators. This to me looks like a double flowering flower, which means it's not, you know, producing fruit. Oh wait, this does produce fruit. Look at that. So that's pretty cool. Just throw those around. Get some more flowers on there. Let's go back over here. Tay. Right here, I just put this in. It's called Sundrops. Onothra is the Latin. I forget if it was Harriet or Nancy that said the laurels need perfect conditions, but that's another one. I lost a lot of money trying to landscape with those things because they just like it so dry, and I'm definitely expecting them to not make it in that clay. Check this one out, Amsonia tapernae montana, also called like blue star. or something like that. I know it's not a very creative one, but native plants love it. I'm pretty sure this produces a lot of nectar. I gotta check it out again, but pretty sure this is one of those nectar plants. Yeah. Yeah, let me know if anyone is shooting out questions. Here's...
It says only red and yellow columbines are native.
Yes. Nancy's on point. Ooh, Nancy will like
Taylor
this.
says, Pat, when are you going to drop off some plants for me?
Whoa. I'll do a plant trade. I don't know about any plant charity work. This thing's pretty cool. This is the wild type species of allspice. I was renting a house and they just had like a massive old growth thicket of this, and I just picked up a bunch of pieces, planted them here. I definitely talked about this a lot in last article. Super interesting to me because it's beetle pollinated. These flowers, they kind of stay closed, or they stay like almost closed, and beetles can climb their way in. They're attracted by the sweet smell, climb their way in, and they can't get out, and then that movement of them stuck inside the flower is how they pollinate the flower. And then once they do that, the flower opens up and lets them out. If you can find one.
Have you seen it before happen?
No, I just relied on science. Smell this one. It's rare to find one that has a smell. They'll produce a smell for like a day, I guess, and then just kind of that's it. Which way do we go? Let's go this way. Let's go in the woods again. So yeah, that's the wild type species of allspice. Calycanthus florida is the Latin. We have some cultivars of this that we'll talk about in a second that are just gorgeous. They look so good. But yeah, let's go this way. Astilbe on the edge, non-native. Maybe we'll get rid of it. These Hellebores are also non-native. This is the stinking Hellebore. I think it's Hellebore foetidus. Really healthy lungwort right here. There's the seed pods. Kind of encourage those guys to do their thing. Here's some of that pain in the butt bishop's weed that I hate. Yeah, more hostas. This is a great little guy. It's in a lot of old gardens that I see. Convallaria, lily of the valley. Very smelly, smells good. Got some woodland phlox right there. That's a variety, it's a white variety. Really good smell though. More Solomon seal. Here's a beech tree. Try to encourage, you know, the big hardwood trees to grow here. We're trying to kind of replace, you know, some of the cherries and try to encourage oaks and beeches like this one. This is a climax community species, which means basically if you have a denuded field, first thing you're going to have grow in there is like weeds, and then pine trees, cedars or junipers, and then after those evergreen trees that grow fast and soak up a lot of light, you have trees that can grow in their own shade, like oaks and cherries and stuff like that. And then after the oaks and cherries kind of condition the soil, that's when the soil is ready for these beeches to come in. So it takes a long time. If you see a beech forest, it's, you know, probably a good chance that that forest hasn't been disturbed in like, I don't know, maybe a century, maybe more. So I always get really excited when I see a nice stand of beeches. It means not much disturbance.
That's the tree nerd in you, huh?
Yes, that's the arborist. Yeah, we're trying to just kind of let some native populations grow out here. Nothing too pretty, but yeah, early spring, this is just all yellow flowers from those poppies.
Harriet wants to know, do you have any wild ginger?
No, I wish I did. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of soil it needs. Probably really good soil. But yeah, I would love to get some of that. Bring me some, Nancy. Oh, oh, Harriet. Pawpaw tree. We planted like 7 or 8 of these. Pawpaw tree.
Aww.
Great native tree. Produces a fruit. It's kind of like a banana. Really sweet, custardy banana. These don't have flowers or fruit yet because they're not old enough. I think they're like 3 or 4 years old. I'm not sure how long it takes, but in the wild I only see them with fruit on them and flowers, like, you know, 6, 7 feet tall. So I'm thinking they have to be about 5 to 7 years to start, you know, producing offspring.
Harriet said she can trade you.
Oh, cool. Nice. But yeah, the main reason we put the pawpaws in is because they are the larval host of the zebra swallowtail, like one of the prettiest butterflies there is. And I think it's the larval host of the giant zebra swallowtail, or zebra swallowtail, which is like this big. So just keeping my fingers crossed that I'll see some of those guys and see them laying eggs on the underside of these.
Lloyd has a question for you. She wants to know, what does Virginia creeper look like? Can you show me some?
Yes, we are about to see some, I think. It looks like poison ivy with 5 leaves.
After you.
Oh yeah. And here we are back to civilization. This is the more cultivated part of the garden.
Oh, stepping on the cord.
Whoops.
All right, do you know where we're going?
Yeah, let's go this way. So you just kind of check out that scene right there. This was originally designed by some company like 20 years ago, and we've just been kind of like replacing things ever since. It's cool. They did use a lot of natives, a lot of invasives though too. This is a native cultivar called Bud Merlot, which has been a pretty good plant. Nice red color. I like it. Yeah, you want to show that? I want to pan over that stuff. This is kind of our like colorful.
Just joined us.
Heck yeah, Tony. Hey. This is like where the main color display is, like late summer. We have a lot of garden phlox in there. It's really bright. Behind the phlox we have Amsonia, which I thought would get taller than the phlox. It's kind of being difficult back there. We have spiderwort in there too, but we definitely want to, you know, add some more color to that. It can do a lot better. Pachysandra is a non-native ground cover. Still pretty useful because it does create habitat. I mean, there's so many skinks that love to live in there. My dog loves that. Hours of fun just chasing the skinks.
Barbara said, add Bud Merlot to my list.
Nice. Oh, let's look at this guy. This is Baptisia australis. Native or common name is false indigo. If we were like 3 days later, this would be really impressive. It's in the pea family, as you can see, or as you would be able to see if that flower was open. Weird pea-shaped flower. But yeah, really excited about having these guys. I think my mom actually makes dye out of the seed pods or something, or maybe the flowers. But so let's go find some of that Virginia creeper for old Taybone.
Okay.
And check it out. Here's that straight species of yarrow someone called out before. That's the white native one. Nancy. Climbing hydrangea. Always cool. But yeah. So here's the
Pretty how that goes up to the railing of the patio.
yeah. I'm not sure where this is from. I wish it was native. But check it out. This is Virginia creeper. It's a vine.
That's Virginia creeper.
Some people hate it, but I'm like, you know, it does the same job as poison ivy, so it's, you know, it's always fighting against poison ivy. Like poison ivy would want to grow here, and you know, theoretically, the Virginia creeper is keeping it out.
So is that why people plant it?
Oh, people don't.
Poison ivy out.
I don't think people plant it.
Is that why people would want it? I guess is the question.
Yeah, I mean it.
Keep poison ivy out.
Yeah, it keeps poison ivy out. It's a native, so it is offering some sort of resources to pollinators. I haven't checked it out, or not pollinators, but wildlife. I don't think it even has a flower, but I think it kind of looks nice on the fence. I'm not a fan of that grapevine tangled down there in it, but I don't mind some Virginia creeper. Great Latin name on it. Check this out, Taylor. Parthenocissus quinquefolia is the Latin name. I think it's like the longest Latin name I've ever heard. Hypericum, non-native, yellow flower. Pretty good ground cover though. Here's my Crape Myrtle that I'm ashamed of owning. And yeah, let's just finish up in this corner. It's a good little corner to finish in.
I'm not sure which Harriet's talking about, but she says it's a trap crop for Japanese beetles, but I don't know at which plant because we talked about so many.
Crape Myrtle probably. She said it's a trap for them?
Trap crop for Japanese beetles.
Trap crop.
I don't know which plant she's talking about.
She's probably talking about the Crape Myrtle, but I don't know what trap crop means. Okay. All right, Jen's almost out of batteries, so we're gonna just conclude the walk. Oh, with this thing we mentioned earlier. So over there we were looking at the wild type allspice, the Calycanthus florida. This is the variety of that we got at Merrifield, and this thing smells really good. The variety is called Aphrodite, and just back up and look at all those blooms and those flowers.
Pretty.
I mean, it's in full bloom, and we still have all these undeveloped buds that are going to open. Like it's been in flower for like 3-4 weeks, maybe more, and it looks like we have another couple weeks. Yeah, and yeah, the smell is awesome. And then I guess we'll just finish up with this guy, this Spicebush, which normally these fruits would be so fat and so yummy looking, but this plant is in the rose family, I believe, which means it's susceptible to cedar rust. And I'm not sure, or it's apple cedar rust. I'm not sure if this sort of cedar rust attacks.
Deborah Copeland said, can you repeat the name of the shrub?
Oh, this is allspice, Latin name, Calycanthus florida, variety Aphrodite.
Nicole Locke joined, and she wants to know, is the allspice an evergreen?
No, but it's like, it's one of those things that's like almost semi-evergreen. Like these leaves are thick and they'll stay on the branch pretty late. Eventually they do drop all of them. If you put it in a sheltered spot, it might hold on to its leaves much longer. Which, you know, it can handle a sheltered spot because it kind of likes half shade. But yeah, back to this guy. I made a huge mistake planting these things because the host for the apple cedar rust is a cedar tree, also known as a juniper tree, which we have right there. So this tree, I guess, is infecting our spice bushes and making just these gross fruits. Get a close up on that. Like normally I would want to eat that. They're really yummy. Also called Juneberry.
So it's not doing well here then?
It's not doing well. None of them are. We planted like 5 or 6 kind of near this thing, and they all have this disease. Let me find a real nasty example. You can see it kind of like gets past the fruit into the branch almost and just dominates. And these things have had this disease for I don't know, 5-6 years now. We can't seem to get rid of them. I wish I had more information on it. Maybe that'll be the topic for the next article.
Does anybody have any final questions for Patrick? You type them in real quick.
Yeah, type them in real quick. Try to stump the Schwab.
Denise says this was great, really enjoyed it. Nadia, hi Nadia.
Sweet.
Harriet says thank you for the tour. Barbara says sorry about the Spicebush.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of money.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a good day. Goodbye, Patrick.
Happy Friday. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Time to go have drinks now.